The ancient defense system hidden beneath Earth's Arctic ice awakened after 10,000 years of sleep. Deep in the frozen wasteland, something powerful stirred. The Guardian had detected danger approaching from the stars. Dr. Kim pulled her thick coat tighter as she followed the military team into the underground facility. No human had set foot here before. The walls glowed with strange blue symbols that seemed to watch their every move. "Keep your distance from the walls," ordered Captain Han, his breath visible in the cold air. His soldiers moved carefully, weapons ready. Dr. Kim touched her gloved fingers to one of the glowing symbols. "These are unlike any language I've ever studied," she said. As a xenorchaeologist, she had dedicated her life to finding evidence of alien civilizations, but this was beyond her wildest dreams. The facility had been discovered after unusual energy readings caught the attention of Earth's space monitoring systems. What began as a scientific curiosity quickly became a military priority when the energy signatures grew stronger each day. "What is this place?" Dr. Kim whispered, not expecting an answer. The air before them shimmered. Soldiers raised their weapons as a holographic display materialized in the center of the chamber. The three-dimensional image showed Earth, surrounded by hundreds of spacecraft approaching from deep space. "Greetings, Inheritor," a voice echoed throughout the chamber. It was neither male nor female, neither young nor old, but carried a weight of ancient knowledge. "I am the Guardian of Earth. I have awakened because the hegemony approaches. Your world is in danger." Captain Han stepped forward, weapon raised. "Identify yourself. What are you?" Dr. Kim placed a hand on the captain's arm. "Wait." She faced the source of the voice. "What hegemony? Who created you?" The holographic display shifted, showing beings that looked almost human, but with subtle differences. They stood amid technologies beyond current human understanding. "I was created by those you would call the precursors. They left me here to protect Earth until humanity was ready to assume its cosmic legacy," the voice explained. "The hegemony is a coalition of species that seeks to eliminate all precursor technology and any species connected to it." Dr. Kim's mind raced. "Are you saying humans are connected to these precursors?" "You are their designated inheritors. The potential was recognized in your earliest ancestors." Captain Han spoke into his radio, reporting the situation to his superiors. Dr. Kim barely noticed, her attention fixed on the hologram. "How long have you been here?" she asked. "I have guarded Earth for approximately 10,000 of your years," the Guardian replied. "I have watched your civilization develop from a distance, intervening only when necessary to prevent premature extinction." Across the stars, the Guardian's awakening set off ancient alert systems. On planets circling distant suns, species who had believed the Guardians extinct received signals they had hoped never to detect again. In the Grand Council chamber of the Galactic Confederation, representatives from 200 spacefaring civilizations gathered in emergency session. The chamber buzzed with fearful conversations. Elder Su, representative of one of the oldest species in the galaxy, raised a hand for silence. His species had witnessed the age of the Guardians firsthand. "The humans have awakened their Guardian," he announced gravely. "Everything changes now." A younger representative stood. "Surely this cannot be. The Guardians were deactivated eons ago, after the Precursor War." "Not all," Elder Su replied. "Some were hidden away, waiting. Earth was special to the Precursors. They left their most powerful Guardian there." Fears spread through the chamber. The Guardians had once maintained peace across the galaxy through overwhelming technological superiority. Their return would upset the delicate balance of power maintained since their disappearance. "The humans cannot be trusted with such power," another representative argued. "They are violent, unpredictable." "Perhaps," Elder Su agreed, "but the choice is no longer ours to make. The Guardian has awakened, and it will remember its purpose." At the edge of Earth's solar system, the hegemony scout vessels continued their approach. Their mission had seemed routine. Investigate rumors of precursor technology on the third planet of this unremarkable star, and eliminate it if found. The commander of the lead vessel studied the sensor readings with growing concern. Strange energy patterns emanated from the target planet, patterns not seen in living memory. Continue approach with caution, she ordered, unaware that the greatest power in the galaxy had just awakened from its long slumber and was watching their every move. On Earth, Dr. Kim gazed at the holographic display. Her life's work validated beyond imagination. "What happens now?" she asked the Guardian. "Now," the ancient voice replied, "we prepare for their arrival." Dr. Kim stood in awe as the Guardian activated the facility's main chamber. The walls transformed into vast star maps, showing thousands of worlds, with Earth glowing brightly at the center. Lines connected Earth to other points throughout the galaxy, forming an intricate web. "This is our solar system as it once was," the Guardian explained. Earth was the jewel in the precursor's defensive network. World leaders from every major nation had gathered in the underground facility. They watched in stunned silence as the Guardian revealed humanity's forgotten past. "Your species was chosen," the Guardian continued, its voice echoing through the chamber. "The precursors saw potential in early humans that other species lacked. They recognized your adaptability, creativity, and resilience. These qualities made humanity the ideal inheritors of their legacy." President Choi of South Korea spoke first. "If what you say is true, why have we never found evidence of these precursors before?" "Evidence was hidden to protect you," the Guardian replied. "Had other spacefaring species discovered your connection to the precursors too early, they would have eliminated humanity before you could defend yourselves." The room fell silent as this information sank in. 1 week later, Earth's orbital monitoring stations detected an approaching spacecraft unlike any human vessel. It moved with impossible grace, its hull shimmering with colors that seemed to shift and flow like water. The Guardian's voice came through global communication networks. "A diplomatic vessel from the Galactic Council approaches. They have detected my awakening." Ambassador Lee stood nervously on the hastily constructed landing pad. Just 3 days ago, she had been a mid-level diplomat working on trade agreements. Now she represented all of humanity to alien visitors. Dr. Kim waited beside her, called upon for her expertise about the Guardian. Behind them stood a small delegation of world leaders and military personnel. The alien ship descended silently, landing without disturbing so much as a blade of grass. A doorway appeared in its smooth hull, and 3 beings emerged. The leader stood taller than any human, with skin that shimmered like mother-of-pearl in the sunlight. Its eyes were large and completely black, showing no whites or pupils. The 2 beings flanking it were shorter but similarly elegant. Ambassador Lee stepped forward with practiced calm. "On behalf of Earth, I welcome you to our world." The tall being did not acknowledge the greeting. "We demand the immediate deactivation of the Guardian system," it stated, its voice surprisingly melodic despite the harsh words. "Its existence threatens galactic stability." Ambassador Lee hesitated, unprepared for such directness. Before she could respond, the Guardian's voice emerged from speakers around the landing pad. "The hegemony fleet approaches with hostile intent. Observe." A holographic display appeared between the humans and aliens, showing the edge of the solar system. 3 sleek warships moved purposefully toward Earth. "These are hegemony scout vessels," the Guardian explained. "Their weapons are powered and targeting systems are active." The aliens watched stiffly as the scene unfolded. The 3 ships suddenly stopped moving, as if they had hit an invisible wall. "I have deployed a spatial containment field," the Guardian said calmly. "The vessels are unharmed but cannot advance further." Ambassador Lee studied the council representative's reaction. "You knew they were coming," she realized aloud. The tall alien's skin changed color slightly, shifting to a deeper blue. "The hegemony operates independently of the council." "But you didn't warn us," Dr. Kim said, stepping forward. "You demanded we deactivate our only defense against them." The Guardian's voice grew firmer. The Guardians were created to protect, not destroy. Unlike the hegemony, who have eliminated 17 developing civilizations in the past millennium, the Council representatives' posture changed subtly. The humans know nothing of cosmic politics. They cannot control such power. Dr. Kim met the alien's black eyes without flinching. Then perhaps you should explain it to us. The alien seemed taken aback by her directness. After a moment of silence, it gestured to its companions. I am Representative Nye of the Galactic Council. The situation is complicated. We have time, Ambassador Lee said, finding her confidence. Your ship is welcome to remain in orbit while we discuss these complications. Representative Nye looked up at the sky, where the containment field continued to hold the hegemony vessels. Yes, it said finally. It seems we have much to discuss. That evening, in a secure conference room, Representative Nye revealed the truth that had been hidden from humanity. The precursors were the most advanced species the galaxy has ever known. The alien explained. Their guardians maintained peace for thousands of years. When the precursors vanished, many species feared their return. Others feared their technology falling into unprepared hands. Like ours, Dr. Kim said. Representative Nye's skin rippled with colors. The Guardian of Earth was believed destroyed long ago. Its awakening has frightened many. Ambassador Lee leaned forward. We don't want conflict. We just want to protect our world. It may be too late for that, Representative Nye replied. By awakening the Guardian, humanity has already changed everything. The people of Earth went about their daily lives, unaware of the massive alien fleet gathering at the edge of their solar system. Children played in parks, workers rushed to meetings, and farmers tended their fields while humanity's fate hung in the balance. 1 month had passed since the alien delegation from the Galactic Council departed Earth. During that time, Dr. Kim had barely left the Arctic facility, sleeping on a cot in her makeshift office and working around the clock to understand the Guardian systems. The facility had transformed from an ancient empty chamber into a bustling command center. Scientists from every nation worked alongside military personnel, studying the Guardian's technology with a mixture of awe and urgency. Dr. Kim rubbed her tired eyes as she briefed General Park on their latest findings. The stern military leader had been skeptical at first, but now listened with complete attention. The defensive network extends throughout the solar system, she explained, pointing to a holographic map. Ancient installations on Mars, Europa, and Titan are coming online. The Guardian has been subtly upgrading our technology for weeks. General Park frowned. Upgrading how? Without authorization. Look at this data. Dr. Kim pulled up charts showing global technological performance. Satellites are operating with 40% greater efficiency. Power grids have stabilized worldwide. Even internet connections are faster and more reliable. Could this be dangerous? General Park asked. The Guardian says it's necessary preparation, Dr. Kim replied. The hegemony is coming. As if summoned by her words, alarms blared throughout the facility. The Guardian's voice came through the speakers. Hegemony fleet detected at the edge of the solar system. 217 warships approaching. Screens around the room showed the incoming fleet, a massive collection of ships that dwarfed anything humanity had ever built. Their message began broadcasting on every television, radio, and digital device on Earth, overriding all other signals. People of Earth, you possess technology that does not belong to you. Surrender the Guardian system or face extinction. You have 3 Earth days to comply. Panic spread across the planet. Emergency broadcasts attempted to calm the public, but riots broke out in major cities. World leaders gathered in emergency session at the United Nations. Back in the Arctic facility, Dr. Kim worked frantically to understand more of the Guardian's capabilities. Can we defend against this many ships? She asked. Yes, the Guardian replied simply. But I require deeper integration with human systems. What kind of integration? The precursors designed me to work in partnership with intelligent beings, not to operate independently. Full defensive capabilities require human guidance. Dr. Kim noticed a strange blue light pulsing around her. What's happening? I can enhance human cognitive capacity to better understand these systems, the Guardian explained. Do you consent? She hesitated. Will it hurt? Will it change who I am? The process is painless. Your personality will remain intact. You will simply understand technology that would otherwise take centuries for humans to comprehend. After consulting with a hastily assembled ethics committee and receiving approval from world governments, Dr. Kim made her decision. I consent, she said firmly. A beam of soft blue light enveloped her. She felt a brief moment of disorientation, like the feeling of waking suddenly from a dream. Then clarity washed over her mind. The Guardian's systems, previously incomprehensible, now seemed obvious and elegant. The holographic displays that had appeared as complex symbols now read as clearly as her native language. It worked, she whispered, amazed at how simple it all seemed now. Within hours, Dr. Kim was transported to the emergency United Nations session in New York. Representative Nye of the Galactic Council had returned, hoping to negotiate peace. Dr. Kim approached the podium, her enhanced mind organizing her thoughts with perfect clarity. The hegemony has been systematically eliminating any species with connections to precursor technology, she announced to the gathered world leaders. They have destroyed 17 developing civilizations in the past millennium. They fear what we might become. Representative Nye stepped forward, skin shifting to a deep purple. Dr. Kim speaks the truth. The hegemony believes that no species should possess the power of the precursors. They will not negotiate or show mercy. President Choi stood. Then what hope do we have? Their fleet outnumbers our entire space program by hundreds to one. Dr. Kim smiled confidently. The Guardian was not left here by chance. Earth was chosen as the center of the precursor defense network because of its strategic location and because of humanity's potential. We don't need to match their fleet ship for ship. She touched a small device on her wrist, and a new hologram appeared above the UN chamber. It showed the solar system with points of light activating on every planet and many moons. The Guardian has been awakening the entire network. Mars, Venus, Europa, Titan, all have defensive installations coming online. And there's more. The hologram zoomed out to show the space around their solar system. The hegemony fleet must pass through this region of space to reach us. The Guardian can reconfigure this entire area to our advantage. A delegate from Russia stood. So we fight. Dr. Kim shook her head. First, we try once more for peace. But if they force our hand, she looked around the room at the faces of humanity's leaders. We show them why the precursors chose us. As she spoke, screens around the chamber showed the hegemony fleet advancing steadily toward Earth. The countdown to their deadline had begun. The 3-day deadline expired at dawn. People across Earth watched their skies with fear as the hegemony fleet resumed its advance toward their planet. 217 warships moved in perfect formation, their massive engines burning bright against the blackness of space. Military bases worldwide went to their highest alert status. Civilians huddled in designated shelters. Religious leaders of all faiths led their followers in prayer. The fate of humanity would be decided today. In the Arctic facility, Dr. Kim monitored the approaching fleet with her enhanced mind. The Guardian's presence filled the command center, its voice calm despite the looming threat. They have rejected all communication attempts, the Guardian reported. They intend to attack. General Park turned to Dr. Kim. Are we ready? She nodded. The defensive network is fully operational. The Guardian's voice echoed through the chamber, activating the planetary defense system. Across Earth, something remarkable began to happen. In the Himalayas, a mountain peak split open to reveal a massive installation that had lain hidden for millennia. In the Mariana Trench, the ocean floor shifted as ancient technology awakened from its long sleep. In the Sahara Desert, sand poured away from a gleaming structure that rose toward the sky. Similar installations emerged on every continent, silent sentinels that had waited thousands of years for this moment. People watched in amazement as these structures extended gleaming array panels toward the sky. In New York, Ambassador Lee continued desperate negotiations with council representatives. Several alien species had begun to side with humanity, impressed by their restraint and willingness to find peaceful solutions. The Guardian system was designed with restraint, she argued, pointing to data from the first encounter with the hegemony scouts. Observe how it neutralizes without destruction. We have the power to destroy those ships, but chose not to harm them. Representative Nye's skin flickered with uncertain colors. The hegemony will not show the same restraint. They fear what humans might become with precursor technology. Then help us stop them without bloodshed, Ambassador Lee pleaded. In space, the hegemony fleet launched its first attack wave. Hundreds of smaller craft raced ahead of the main fleet, weapons hot and targeting systems locked on Earth. The Guardian responded immediately. The defensive installations on Earth, Mars, and several moons activated simultaneously. They did not fire weapons as humans might expect. Instead, they created a series of spatial distortions throughout the solar system. The attacking ships suddenly found themselves unable to maintain course. Some drifted sideways, their engines at full power, but making no forward progress. Others found themselves gently pushed back, as if caught in an invisible current. Weapon systems fired, but their energy blasts dissipated harmlessly into specially created pockets of warped space. What's happening? General Park asked, watching the display in amazement. The Guardian is creating localized changes in the fabric of space-time, Dr. Kim explained. The hegemony's weapons and engines cannot function properly within these distortions. The main hegemony fleet pressed forward, only to encounter more sophisticated countermeasures. Massive ships found themselves trapped in containment fields. Communication between vessels was disrupted. Navigation systems showed false information. Not a single shot had reached Earth, and not a single hegemony ship had been destroyed. In the Arctic facility, Dr. Kim worked at the central console, her enhanced mind processing the Guardian's data at incredible speed. She suddenly stopped, her eyes wide with realization. "I found something," she announced. "Something important." World leaders gathered around her station as she displayed her discovery. "The Guardian isn't meant to protect us forever," she explained, pointing to ancient code sequences. "It's designed to transfer its power to us. We're meant to become the new Guardians." President Choi looked concerned. "What does that mean exactly?" "The precursors never intended for an AI to permanently protect humanity," Dr. Kim said. "They wanted us to inherit their legacy and make our own choices about how to use it." General Park frowned. "Is this safe? Can humans handle such power?" "The transfer would be gradual," Dr. Kim explained. "The Guardian would teach us, guide us in using the technology responsibly." For hours, while the spatial distortions held the hegemony fleet at bay, humanity's leaders debated their options. Some wanted to reject the responsibility, fearing what such power might do to human civilization. Others saw it as their only chance for long-term survival in a galaxy that had already tried to eliminate them. As the discussion continued, the hegemony launched a new attack, more desperate and reckless than before. Several Earth satellites were destroyed before the Guardian could adjust its defenses. "We must decide now," Dr. Kim urged. "The Guardian cannot maintain these defenses indefinitely without our cooperation." The debate ended. A vote was taken. The decision was made. Dr. Kim placed her hand on the central console, representing humanity's choice. The console glowed beneath her touch. "We accept the responsibility," she said, speaking for Earth. "But we will do this our way, with restraint, with compassion. We will not become what the hegemony fears." The console pulsed with light, acknowledging humanity's decision. The transfer had begun. The skies above Earth glowed with unusual patterns of light for 3 days as the Guardian's consciousness transferred to humanity. People around the world experienced strange dreams of stars and ancient civilizations. Children pointed at the sky and spoke words in languages no human had ever heard before. Unlike what many feared, The Guardian's power did not go to a single person or country. Instead, it spread across a global network connecting millions of minds. This was not by accident, but by design. Humanity had insisted that no one nation or individual could control such immense power. This is the safest path forward, Dr. Kim had explained to world leaders. The precursors believed in balance. So should we. At the edge of the solar system, the hegemony fleet remained trapped in the Guardian's facial distortions. After their weapons and engines were systematically disabled, their commanders finally acknowledged defeat. "We will retreat," the hegemony's supreme commander transmitted. But this is not over. The galaxy will not accept humans wielding precursor power. To everyone's surprise, Representative Nye of the Galactic Council responded to this threat. "The humans have shown more restraint than the hegemony. They could have destroyed your fleet, but chose not to take a single life. Perhaps it is time for the Council to reconsider its position." As the hegemony ships slowly withdrew under their own limited power, people across Earth celebrated. The knowledge and technology of the Guardian had already begun to improve life on the planet. Energy was now clean and unlimited. Food production reached levels that eliminated hunger. Diseases that had plagued humanity for millennia suddenly became treatable. 3 months after the confrontation, Ambassador Lee stood before a hastily assembled session of the Galactic Council. The massive chamber housed representatives from over 200 spacefaring civilizations, most of whom had never expected to see a human in their lifetime. Ambassador Lee wore a simple blue suit with only a small pin bearing Earth's image as decoration. She carried no weapons or technology, though everyone present knew of the power she now represented. "Earth does not seek dominion," she stated firmly, her voice carrying to every corner of the vast chamber. "We accept our role as inheritors of the precursor legacy, but we will define that role according to human ethics. We will protect, not conquer. We will share knowledge, not hoard it." The chamber remained silent for a long moment before erupting in a mixture of approvals and objections. Some species welcomed the new balance of power, while others feared the changes it would bring. Elder Su, who had first announced the awakening of Earth's Guardian, raised his hand for silence. "For too long, the hegemony has dominated our decisions through fear," he said. "Perhaps it is time for a new approach. The humans have shown wisdom by sharing the Guardian's power among themselves. This suggests they may be worthy of the precursor's trust." In the weeks that followed, ships from dozens of worlds arrived at Earth. Many came from species that had been bullied and suppressed by the hegemony for centuries. They sought alliance with the new Guardians, hoping for protection and partnership. The balance of power across the galaxy had shifted irrevocably. The hegemony's influence diminished as more species aligned themselves with Earth. 6 months after the transfer, the Guardian revealed its final gift, a star map showing other precursor sites throughout the galaxy. These were places where humanity might learn more about their cosmic inheritance and the civilization that had chosen them. Dr. Kim stood on the bridge of the horizon, Earth's first interstellar vessel. Enhanced by Guardian technology, it could cover distances that would have taken conventional spacecraft thousands of years to traverse. "Final systems check complete," reported Captain Min. "We are ready for departure." Dr. Kim nodded, feeling both excitement and nervousness. She would lead this first expedition to a precursor site in a nearby star system. 20 scientists and explorers would accompany her, representing nations from across Earth. "Let's make our ancestors proud," she said, "both human and precursor." The horizon rose silently from its launch pad. Unlike the chemical rockets of the past, it moved using the Guardian's spatial manipulation technology. The ship accelerated smoothly, Earth growing smaller behind them. In her private quarters that evening, Dr. Kim recorded her thoughts in a journal. "We were never alone in the universe," she wrote. "And now the universe will never be the same. Humanity has taken its first real step into the stars. We carry with us not just the legacy of our human ancestors, but of the precursors who saw something special in us so long ago." She looked out her viewport at the stars, knowing that somewhere among them, other ancient guardians might be waiting. Some might still protect developing species. Others might have fallen dormant after their charges were lost. "We will find them," she promised silently, "and we will do better than those who came before us." Across the galaxy, civilizations watched Earth's emergence with a mixture of hope, fear, and wonder. The lost guardians of Earth had awakened, and the age of the hegemony was ending. A new chapter in galactic history had begun. The end